Deism is a philosophical and theological perspective that emphasizes reason, natural law, and human observation as the primary sources for understanding the existence of God, while rejecting reliance on divine revelation, such as scriptures or miracles, and the need for a personal, interventionist God. Deism gained prominence during the Age of Enlightenment in the 17th and 18th centuries, particularly in Europe and America, where it provided an alternative to traditional religious beliefs, especially those based on organized religion and superstition. Here are the key principles and characteristics of Deism. 1. The God of Deism. 1. God as a creator. Deists believe in a rational creator who created the universe and set it in motion. 1. However, they assert that after creating the world, God does not intervene in or alter its operations. 1. Deists view God as the watchmaker. Like a watchmaker who creates a watch, winds it up, and lets it run according to its natural laws. 2. Impersonal and non-interventionist. Unlike traditional theistic religions, such as Christianity, Judaism, or Islam, which portray God as an active, personal deity who interacts with humanity, answers prayers, and performs miracles, Deism holds that God does not interact directly with creation after establishing the universe. 2. God does not answer prayers, perform miracles, or reveal truths through prophets or sacred texts. 3. God's existence through reason and observation. For Deists, the existence of God can be deduced through reason, logic, and observation of the natural world. 3. The order, complexity, and design of the universe are seen as evidence of a creator, but there is no need for divine revelation or religious doctrines. 2. Natural religion and rejection of revelation. 1. Natural religion. Deism emphasizes the use of reason and experience to understand religious truths, rather than relying on scriptures, prophets, or rituals. 1. Deists believe that all people, regardless of culture or background, can understand God and the universe through their own faculties of reason and observation. 2. Rejection of supernatural revelation. Deists reject the idea that God communicates through sacred scriptures, such as the Bible, the Quran, or the Torah, miracles, or supernatural experiences. 2. They hold that human reason and the study of nature are sufficient to understand the divine and moral truths. 3. No need for organized religion. Deism is generally skeptical of religious institutions, which are seen as corrupt, superstitious, or controlling. 3. Deists argue that organized religions distort true knowledge of God and often manipulate believers for power or political gain. 3. The role of reason and morality. 1. Reason and ethics. Deism emphasizes the role of reason in understanding both the natural world and ethical principles. 1. Moral behavior is seen as something that can be derived from the observation of natural law and the use of human reason, rather than being dictated by religious texts or clerical authorities. 2. Natural law. Deists believe that the universe operates according to natural laws, such as those of physics, mathematics, and logic, which were established by God at the time of creation. 2. These laws govern everything in the universe, from the movements of celestial bodies to the behavior of human beings. 3. Ethical living. While Deism does not rely on scripture for moral guidance, it teaches that people should live in accordance with reason, justice, and compassion. 3. Human happiness and well-being are tied to aligning with the rational, moral order of the universe. 4. Deism and the Enlightenment. 1. Deism was a key philosophical movement during the Enlightenment, a period that emphasized the importance of reason, science, and individualism over tradition and superstition. 1. Enlightenment thinkers sought to challenge the authority of religious institutions, promote scientific progress, and argue for a more secular understanding of the world. 2. Deist thinkers like Voltaire, Thomas Paine, Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, and James Madison were influential during this time. 2. Many of the founding fathers of the United States were influenced by Deism, though their views varied. 2. For instance, Thomas Jefferson famously compiled his own version of the Bible, removing supernatural elements and focusing on the ethical teachings of Jesus. 5. Theistic versus deistic views of God. 1. Theism. Traditional theistic religions, Christianity, Islam, Judaism, generally maintain the belief in a personal God who is actively involved in the world, answers prayers, and intervenes in human history through miracles, divine revelation, and personal relationships with believers. 2. Deism. In contrast, Deism argues that God is impersonal and does not directly intervene in the world after creation. 2. Deists view God as a creator who established the universe with natural laws, but then allows it to unfold according to those laws without personal intervention or miracles. 3. The deistic God is often seen as transcendent, above and beyond the universe, but not immanent, present and interacting with the universe, and the divine essence is accessible only through human reason and the study of nature. 6. The afterlife in Deism. 1. Deists generally do not emphasize belief in an afterlife in the same way that traditional religions do. 1. Since Deism focuses on reason and natural law, the afterlife is not a primary concern. 1. Deists often leave the question of an afterlife open or suggest that it is not something we can know for certain. 2. Moral responsibility. While Deism does not posit a specific afterlife, it encourages ethical behavior on earth based on reason and natural law, with the belief that moral living contributes to the harmony of the universe. 7. Criticism of Deism. 1. Critics of Deism often argue that it offers an incomplete or insufficient view of God and human existence. 1. Since Deism emphasizes the idea that God does not intervene in the world, critics argue that it lacks a personal connection to God and may overlook the emotional and spiritual needs of individuals. 2. Religious institutions have historically criticized Deism for its rejection of divine revelation, the scriptures, and miracles, seeing it as a threat to traditional religious authority. 2. Some also argue that Deism's reliance on reason alone may limit the importance of faith, mysticism, or personal experiences of the divine. 3. Deism has also been criticized for its reliance on rationality as the sole source of truth, as critics suggest that human reason may be limited in its ability to fully understand the nature of God or the universe. 8. Deism in the modern context. 1. While Deism was most prominent in the 18th century, its emphasis on reason, skepticism of organized religion, and the idea of a non-interventionist creator continue to influence modern secular humanism, agnosticism, and deistic thought today. 2. In the 21st century, some individuals identify as Deists or adopt Deist principles in relation to their personal spirituality, often combining them with scientific, agnostic, or spiritual but not religious perspectives. Conclusion: Deism is a belief system that emphasizes the role of reason, nature, and observation in understanding the existence of God, while rejecting the need for divine revelation or personal intervention by God. Deists believe that God created the universe, set it in motion, and then refrained from interfering with its workings. It was an important philosophical movement during the Enlightenment, promoting a more rational, secular approach to religion and ethics. While Deism's influence has waned in the modern world, its principles continue to inspire secular humanism, agnosticism, and individual spiritual paths that value reason over dogma.